I push 50 points off the track, baby.
In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. Through city streets and temples high, find your story beneath the sky. Waves scratch, pumping out your sense. Harmony flows to the best of lands. In the neon glow, there is bent. The culture rich where reason sense. In the morn of grace, we'll dance the night with every star, a guiding light. In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. The cherry lanes and soaring heights, find your magic near the moonlit nights.
Alrighty, let's get ourselves going. I know I'm late, but there's actually was a couple of things that I absolutely need to share with you. And I'm going to tell you this right now, that for a lot of you, I am so much more of a Steam person now, more than ever. And there's a reason for a lot of this going on. Let me be clear. I am 100%. I am 100% a Valve kind of person. We're gonna have to restart this over again, because I forgot to plug in my other controller. But I am going to tell you right now, I am 100% fully, right now the best platform for content is right now Steam. Steam is absolutely the only platform out of that have at least the best interest in people. They are giving you opportunity. Valve is giving you the opportunity for free to access operating systems that you would not think would be a possibility. Okay? You right now are able to play your games. They're doing this out of the kindness of their heart. Okay? I am seriously. Valve is doing everything that they can to benefit themselves, but they do it in a way that allows for people to get a lot of support. We, as a community, okay, as a gaming community, I have more appreciation for Valve. 8, we're missing 8. Depending on our collapse, where are we at? Okay, so we already did that one. But the thing is I'm gonna tell you, like, I am not somebody that is for, Yep, okay. Oh, whatever. Where I will tell you the things that I have really gone into and supporting Valve a lot more than any other platform. And you know, the whole thing of it is why do you think I would rather, if it's cross-platformable, cross-play, I will tend to, I'm tending to prioritize, right now I'm going to prioritize Steam. I'm prioritizing that platform over other platforms. For a good reason. I personally love that Valve is such a much of a better company than Sony. Right now, they are so much better than Xbox even. Why do I say that with the thing? Like, I am sitting here right now playing a Final Fantasy game. Okay, that was created way back in early days of the Xbox 360. It was created in that time period of when video games were at its peak. I feel like the video game, a lot of people will tell me that, oh, it's peak gaming now. No, peak gaming was Xbox 360, PS3, mainly actually I prefer the PS2, to be honest. That right there was where I would consider those are the two defining generations that really peaked for gaming. And those are the platforms that really I absolutely support more than any other platform. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of our games did not come with, a lot of the games did not really come with a lot of DLC. Or if they did, you would still be able to play the base game without it. And without having to be required online on all these games, and a lot of that. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and later requires us to be all online. And I really do spend a lot of my time utilizing Steam and spending my time more on Steam than any other platform to buying games more than ever these days. Yeah, the barrier of entry to getting into PC gaming is a lot harder, but it's not as hard as you think it is these days. It's not that hard. Okay, you have access to PC gaming more than ever these days. Okay? Like, I am literally will say I am going to be done through with PlayStation and Microsoft. I have literally am wanting to figure out, I need to figure out a way, doing some testing, figuring out things that I can utilize. I need to start figuring out what I can utilize that's going to help me out. That's going to allow for me to have access to utilizing Linux in a big way. Because I am sick and tired of Microsoft right now. I have literally they've gotten me to the point of not utilizing Windows anymore, and they've gotten me to not even buy an Xbox. It's very rare that you'll see me buy a Microsoft title because I literally am done playing with with these games. Like, I rarely wanted to pick up. I'm like, I didn't want to pick up the Halo Master Chief, the Halo Campaign Evolved. I'm still not gonna pick it up unless it's cheaper. It's the only way I will pick it up. It's on my wish list, but it's not gonna be something I'm gonna buy unless somebody else buys it for me. I'm not gonna sit. I literally will tell you that Microsoft, what they and to be honest, I sat here and watched a Halo campaign evolve a little bit. I like, okay, this looks nice, this looks decent, but there's just something that does seem off with it. And I was watching some of that gameplay. Seem like some of that game just seems off to me. And I'm like, I cannot, in good conscience, buy the game at $50.
Thank you.
Dollars for a lot of reasons. And Microsoft has literally, you know, within its thing, it's. I was almost tempted not to do 13 today and just drive to talk about this, but I think we need to just play 13. We can talk about it this way as well. Not every company is out there to be bad. Okay, so now we'll go to Ravager next. Actually, that'll tell me if I got it all done. Beer Siphon. Ravager here. I want Runaga. I know, we're getting close to doing that. So we have two. I'm gonna go the roll since we're right there. But to begin with, Microsoft has just basically. I will tell you, I am against Microsoft now more than ever. Literally, Microsoft has literally gone down this route of being an AI company now more than anything else. They think that AI is going to be the savior to everything, that they're going to use it to their max, use it for the tools to even start making video gaming a thing. It's why I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and buy Halo Campaign Evolved. Even if I had the money, I'd probably might buy it, but I'm going to wait on a sale on it. The only game outside of the only games that I really spend my time actually buying from Microsoft is Age of Empires. Age of Empires is the only um absolutely the only game that I have enjoyed from Microsoft in years. And to be honest, like I've never really bought a lot of Microsoft stuff. I don't. I literally stay away from Microsoft for a lot of reasons. Microsoft is not doing what they're doing. I've been pretty much basically a Windows user since day one. Since I was pretty much basically born, I've been a Windows user all my life. Until basically last year. Where I basically, everyday use, I would use Windows as my basis for everything. But last year, I basically said I'm done. I am done with Microsoft. I now use it as a secondary tool. I do not use it as my primary tool. And I have literally given up. I have literally given up on Microsoft for a lot of good reasons. And Microsoft has not proven to me that they are for the average consumer. Like they are there primarily. I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to do post that I am. And to go in with a I will tell you, you know, I have not sat here, and I will tell you, I do not use I know issue since you're on. Microsoft has kind of just given me the middle finger and basically said, we don't care about you, we don't care about your life, pretty much. And I'm literally against Microsoft now. I have literally, it's very rare that Microsoft has given me any hope for any games that they've come out to produce. For any means. I will tell you, I have found myself against Microsoft in any shape or form. And why do I say that I'm against Microsoft? Well, there's a lot of reasons. The first one is the tracking. I don't mind tracking. I don't mind being tracked on the internet. I just don't want to be overly tracked. I just don't want to have everything be detailed as being tracked on every platform, everything being put into basically being under one ideal situation. I don't want to be forced. Microsoft also is forcing us to probably use AI in a lot of ways. Putting AI on everything. I don't want to be heavily AI driven. If I use AI, I don't want to use AI in the sense of going directly and having it tied to my operating system. I don't mind AI unless it's local, completely local. But them absolutely after this GDI thing that they usually do to track you, I am literally have given up on Microsoft for that reason. Microsoft needs to learn a thing or two on why people are leaving more than ever. I think we should be embracing more open source as much as we can. And to begin with, Valve is not a completely open source platform content, but they are doing a lot better. They are using open source software. They are making an open source operating system from Arch Linux. That is absolutely wonderful. They are, you know, if it were me,
that's how it's done.
I am looking into, if I look into building another computer myself, don't kid yourself. I am somebody that's wanting to not be reliant on anything. If now, of course, if for whatever um um Um. Media. Where is Valis Media? Okay. Um. And so, yeah, and now, what's making it even me less likely to purchase it, whole thing is I was watching it and I was like, I don't, like, they get some things right. Like, yeah, it looks nice, it looks great for the Halo Chief, for the Halo campaign Evolved, but it just seems unnecessarily, more AI driven. I was watching it and I'm like, this does not seem... I'm gonna give Saz a little bit longer.
Thanks.
Now let's go to Relentless Assault. Where Microsoft has just basically given us the middle finger, given us a bad rap, even more. They're wanting to get us to say that ads are going to be a great thing for gamers, and let me be clear. I want to tell you a couple of things that do not stand for, that I do not stand for. A lot of people will say that there's the biggest thing that I do hate in life. I hate ads. I absolutely hate ads. It is absolutely the worst thing that is there. I don't care if I don't care if in some regards with ads, but when it becomes to the point where I'm sitting here watching an ad that repeats the same ad over and over again, or gets an ad that overtly is like that, or it just becomes, the service becomes fully ad driven, and that's all it is. I don't, this is why I don't, this is why I have this is why I have YouTube Premium. I don't mind ads when it's one ad in any video. I don't mind when it's an ad in YouTube videos when it's necessarily relevant, but I do skip those ads. Sometimes I skip the ads. I don't always skip them though. I don't always skip these ads. Because as long as it's relevant to the video or relevant to the channel in what they're doing, then I am okay with it. But I'm not for okay. Now we're gonna go down to Sentinel. Commando is fully done. Go and unlock Vigor. You're full there. Naga, Ravager for you. So we are getting places, doing things. But to be honest, ads are one of those things that I do actively block. I do sit there and I will say I do actively block ads when it's necessary. I don't mind ads when it's an important part of a service that is not too egregious. Okay, I will tell you, those are kinds of the things where I do unblock ads a lot of the time when it's relation to, like, I wanted to ban ads off of Twitch, but I realized, you know what, I am using a service that is free, and I don't care as much, but what it shouldn't, but the problem I have with it is that ads shouldn't come through and actively be there when I'm playing a video game. Ads shouldn't be there when I am watching a paid service. I mean, when I buy a game, I should not be having to I shouldn't be having to pay $80 for a video game like GTA 6, for example, but then turn around and pay, or turn around, pay $80 for that game, and then stream it on a platform that, oh, I get an hour to play it, and I have ads. I should be able to play that game anyway, anywhere, anyhow. If I buy it, I should have the ability to own it. And these companies need to be held accountable with that. I am paying for this product. I should be able to do that. I should be able to own that product, keep that product any way that I want to. If it's a single player game, I should be able to play it anyway, anyhow, without having to pay for a freaking service. If you want us to be able to stream our games, then let us pay for your service. Let us pay for what PlayStation does. I like how PlayStation does their service. You get access if you buy the premium, which is $160. You do get access to playing your games through the cloud. Okay. Okay, so I found the Virus Media. Okay. You know, this is why I prefer physical media over digital, because I don't have to. This is why I'm a more of a thing where I'm thinking I'm going to start investing, and start investing in a video game collection over the GBA, and start investing into things for it, because investing in
Hardly worth the
in a GBA. The reason why I said I'd invest in a Game Boy Advance or in Game Boys is for batteries, and start investing into things that are games that I can play on the go without having to rely on electricity other than a battery, and I don't have to worry about, oh, do I need to charge this? Do I have enough batteries? Is the only thing I would do, and I'd buy like a thing of like a full thing of batteries, and just go through it more than anything, because a lot of these platform holders and a lot of these things need to be really understand that physical media. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of these companies do not care about whether you play these games on a whether you can play those games on a physical device. When you have no internet access, they don't really think about the vast majority of consumers are going to have the internet, but they don't think about people not being able to have access to the internet. They don't think about the importance of people not being able to
Didn't even break a sweat.
occasionally be able to afford that. They may have a PlayStation 5, and they may be able to go to their local library and take out a game for a little bit. That is a thing that I can do. I could do that. You know, physical media is so much more important these days than it is for anything else. And I stand with physical more than I stand with digital. Because I realized this after, you know, I realized this after the fact of it. For me, what I would want to do is build a console similar to like the DS in a way that basically it's built like the Game Boy Advance, in a way that uses only a handful of batteries, built like the Nintendo DS, no touchscreen, no. It's just like a PSP in a way that is built around for use of batteries. And yeah, it might not be the best thing, but it would be one. Well, I'd create two. I'd create one that utilizes batteries itself, so that if people wanted to, really they can do it. Okay, I don't need everybody to have it. Enough haste. We just need to get these guys out. And And I am going to specifically tell you that I am not somebody that is actively in support of these video games that push us into requiring us to be all digital. I would work on building a system that literally does not use discs, that's built around cartridges, that is directly going to utilize like those micro SD cards that basically built to make sure that all of these things that, yeah, I'm going to basically put it at $90 for everything, but I'm going to make sure that the requirement for these companies that they have to basically, if they're going to put a disc or a cartridge, I will basically say, no, these games are going to be it's going to be more costly, but I'm going to build it around the physical nature and making sure that these games deserve to keep us from doing it and putting it physical only and not having digital. Remove the digital altogether. Remove a digital store where if you want to play these games, you have to go and buy it on a physical cartridge. Because I would rather us go back to the days of being like a Switch cartridge. I built like a Switch cartridge, but instead of it being NVIDIA, it would be AMD. I would go full AMD, of course. But it would be all in built around where you still can have internet access to these things, but but the requirement to be on the system, that there's only like 3 requirements that I would have, is that you have to make sure that there's a physical access to playing those games. If it's a game, if like I would not put in a store. Personally, I would not build a store, put in a store. If you want to put it in, it is going to come installed. That if you want to be on the system, you have to have 3 things. One, you have to have it has to go on physical cartridge. And that's the only requirement. Okay? It has to be 100% fully day 1 released on a full cartridge for these games to really take advantage of what needs to be done. I hate digital for this reason, for a lot of reasons, and that's just part of the well, I will literally actively be done with Microsoft for it, because the biggest thing is I'm done with Microsoft. I'll be done with PlayStation, because, you know, Nintendo might be the last call for physical media, and I'd probably go for the Nintendo Switch.
Thank you. Thank you. Didn't even break a sweat.
But my games would be pretty much basically that they can charge $80, but they can be on this, but it would be basically required that you have to be all physical. Okay, I am just saying all physical. I am not saying that we have to
Thanks.
that I would do it like the Switch, I'd actually build it more around like the Steam Deck in a way that basically that utilizes physical cartridges, and I would still charge $90 for that cartridge for these, but it's all physical. Every game will be directly on it. It's going to utilize. What we do is we actually we'll give these consumers, these people, that if they want to, we give it to them. We'll make sure that we spend on those things. We will never sales will not be and we do have a storefront, but our storefront will be basically pretty much, I might even do the storefront, put it on the system and say there's a storefront that you can go out and buy, but on the storefront you go out and buy, it takes you to the physical cartridge that allows you to buy it. It will come pre-installed with a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. So it'd basically be built like the Steam Deck. Like the Steam Deck. And it would be built in a way that, the micro SD slot that you could put in for extra storage. But it comes with 1 terabyte. And the reason why I say that is so that that it's all got to be built pre-installed on that cartridge at 100% of it. But if the game needs access for like DLC, or you want to have stuff like that, it would be allowed to be up there on the store, that when you go out and you go and buy the game, it comes with the DLC for you to access it. For example, like Call of Duty. Okay, Call of Duty needs access to updates and things, games needs updates and things like that. But where it's on the card, where the game just needs to be on the cartridge, or the ability to have it installed from the cartridge. Okay, like a disc, and being able to do it from there. That's what I would do it. That's how I would do my system. And yes, it'd be $90 to $100, but it'd be all physical. It'd be entirely 100% physical. Games like GTA on a physical cartridge. If you buy GTA 6, it's on a physical cartridge. If you want to be on the system, you have to go physical. You have to be 100% physical if you are a major company. You have to go 100. We basically make it 100% physical. Because I am sick and tired of going all digital. It would be absolutely 100% physical, no game key card. The game is The system is going to be built around the Steam Deck in terms of quality, maybe a little bit better. LCD, it'd be an LCD screen. It would not be OLED. It would not before, but it would be basically where the console gets its thing to be built 100% fully for physical media. Building it around physical media, and also creating that way that people can just
And I was just getting started.
that people can just play the game however they want, where we actually give them the physical version. If they want it to be digital, and they want it to be on digital only, we will basically say that you have to still buy the disc. You still have to buy that cartridge, because buying the cartridge makes so much more sense. And yes, things would be like if the company needs a cartridge. Sorry guys, mom was going out. Had to go do something right, so it wouldn't have.
And I was just getting started.
It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I am 100% will tell you why I'm completely against digital is because we have the internet problem. We have the problem in this day and age where everything can be hacked, everything can be set up and be done in a way that, you know, and it has to go through that, and if you're an indie developer, we literally will help you get a physical device, physical thing. That's why a lot of times I would still charge $600-700 for this system, but the price that you get for it, and I would still require that you would pay like that you would still have to pay a $20 or whatever yearly for online access, but it'd be like $20 to $40, $20 to $30 a year for it. Ability techniques. Well, I'll tell you, like, I have always been more apt to physical. And why I'm always going to say that the game has to be fully on that cartridge. If your game is a free-to-play game, and you want it to be a free-to-play game like Fortnite or something, it's still a free-to-play game. All they would have to do is they can then if you're going to be a free to play title, no, whoops, Ravager, thank you. Yeah. Ravager, Diarga, coming. in. So Ravager's done. Now let's go to Synergy. Or do we go to Commando here? No, I think we'll go with Synergy. Okay, Ravager's next. Saboteur here. Okay. Now, okay. So right now, if we go into our map, there are at least 54. So we know that there's at least some 52 missions. Missions at least. So doing a lot of side questing. I was like, I wanted to know why I'm missing some stuff.
Thanks. Thanks.
Agasol. We're gonna try. And head back into the heart. Because I've completed 9 already. I've completed, like, I've done some of these out of order.
As if there was any doubt.
We're gonna try to work our way back to, in some places. I'm planning on, I'm wondering how long I have been streaming for. Yeah, for an hour long a day. The reason I'm gonna get off at 5, I'm gonna get off at 5:30. is because tonight I'm doing something I might actually go till 6. Might go till 6. Because tonight at 7 o'clock I'm hopping into, doing some Fortnite at 6. To be honest, if I told you guys that I do need to and I'll tell you a couple other things that I am not buying GTA 6. I refuse because I literally would refuse to buy GTA 6. I refuse because of what they're doing with it. They're locking gameplay mechanics behind a paywall. They are locking stuff that is behind a paywall. I do not buy games that lock stuff behind a paywall. Unless it's directly like City Skylines was the exception because a lot of times City Skylines, it's literally like a reason. I'll come back. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. bad. There we go. So at 6 o'clock is when I'm gonna be done for 13. Because I need to go do some dishes. I need to do some stuff. And then we'll be back on about 7. For some Fortnite if you're watching here on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll be probably tomorrow. I'll probably be back to probably 13 again tomorrow as well. Because to be honest, I want to get 13 done. I want to get some of these things done. For the express purpose, I have to realize how far we have to go for getting these things done. Where once we get 13 fully finished, we will hop back in. Like I said, I will tell you, I will then probably hop into probably 13-2 and then 13 Lightning Returns. Once we get all 3 of these done, should be done. I want to get done with at least 13, so that we can maybe play a little bit of extra stuff and things. I have been playing other games alongside this, like YARG and Fortnite, Call of Duty. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for a lot of other things that I enjoy playing, or if it wasn't for playing Call of Duty, I'd probably, in Fortnite, I'd probably be playing a lot of that, and I'm probably playing a lot of more of Final Fantasy XIII, a lot more at night, to give you guys that opportunity to watch more, but, whoops. Okay. But I will tell you, I enjoy Final Fantasy for what it is. I mean, I have enjoyed every single Final Fantasy game since basically the dawn of Final Fantasy. Wait, is this a... I already completed you. I will tell you, I have played enough of
Thanks.
I have played a lot of different eras of video gaming. I will tell you, I've grown up with an era of not being required to be on the internet all the time. I've played video games from, you know, back in the day that involved Final Fantasy that didn't need to be online. Games that didn't require me to have access. Okay.
Kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Yeah? I'm not going after you now. But to be honest, like for me, when it comes to making a video game or to things of this nature of video games, that the requirement that if they want to, like for me, like the other thing of it is making sure that if it's pay to win content, that if your game is going to be a free to play game, you can charge whatever you feel like as
See
long
that?
as it's a free to play game. If any part of your content, like for example, Call of Duty, okay? If that content is available to be able to be on a free to play game, you can charge whatever. But guess what? Call of Duty can also be played on a free to play, does not require free to play. Like you go on to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6. That game is not a free to play game. Therefore, oh,
Thanks. Kidding me?
where I'll tell you, I am, where the game, like DLC in a non-free to play game should be $10 or less. In a non-free to play game, should basically be, should in theory be free to play,
Kidding me?
not paid. Well, not paid, but should be in theory not cost a thing. A thing where if it's a access to skins that absolutely do nothing to better the game, it should no more than be 20 bucks. A map DLC should no be more than 20 bucks. Okay? Unless that game costs less than 50 bucks. If that game costs less than 50 bucks, then okay, fine, I would say $30 for anything. But if it has pay to win or is tied to a free to play model, it's not tied to a free to play model. Okay? Hug. Okay, I basically a if a game is not free to play or ah enemies.
Thanks.
And then let's summon Bahamut.
Let me in on the fun. Get him. Shred him. Have some fun. Rain down hell. What a sweetheart. Shield.
Yeah. We need to find another way around this.
Didn't I?
Instead of going that way, we need to go the other way. Alright, let's save. Glad they gave us 99, but I feel like we could have had more. I guess PC after all, this isn't console. But I could probably buy that by this time that it was made. Does not look like you're immune to Earth.
Thanks. Appreciate it. You looking for me?
Alright, let's go through here.
Thanks. Don't want to lose, do ya? Thanks. Quit wasting my time. Don't get predictable. Time for a chat.
Nope.
Kidding me?
Here's what I'm thinking we can do, and I'm going to do is battle team, swap, swap, and swap. No, I want to go with Commander. Commando, Ravager, Ravager. And then I want to go Commando, Medic. No, Commando, Ravager, Medic. And then all Ravager for try disaster.
Much appreciated. Let's mix things up. How about this? How about this?
Not good.
Not yet.
Not good. There's a reason why I saved earlier. Okay, so we need to keep going straight, not rotate around. But we'll see how far we get today, guys. I'm not going to push doing a lot of these quests, because the more quests we can complete, the better. And stuff, but we got about like 10-15 minutes left to stream. After that, we will get off, and we'll be back again in an hour for some multiplayer stuff, multiplayer games. We will be doing some Save the World. At 7 o'clock, we'll do Save the World and some Battle Royale. Until 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, we will switch over and play some Call of Duty. Primarily multiplayer, but that's what we will be doing for tonight. If you guys are watching here directly on the YouTube side of things, we'll be back, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow with some more Final Fantasy XIII. Because I was supposed to do it yesterday, I did not, so I will do it tomorrow. Should we'll go up to the next. We'll get up to the next save. Okay. Let's go over to Crystariums. Ravager. We're going and making everybody the importance of just trying to get through this. But hey, if you guys are enjoying yourselves, make sure you guys hit that subscribe here on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that bell notification on.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Alright, I was checking thing why. And if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you guys hit that follow as well. It's greatly appreciated. If you guys don't hit that follow, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of great content.
Thanks.
Okay. That's the way we're supposed to be going. But we're gonna get to this save point, guys. Because it is about that time.
Follow my lead.
let's go over here. Ow!
Can't be serious.
Right. Oh no. Gaining a little bit of additional Yay, 5 stars. Yeah, I'm now just gonna start just going through that access, but let's save our game. It is time for me to directly get off. So anyways, if you guys want to see more content from me, and you guys want to see the content uh, from me for Final Fantasy XIII, it is not identifiable that we might go live with 14 tomorrow, but I am aiming towards that, for tomorrow. And then, tonight though, if you guys are watching directly here on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification with the all, so you can stay up to date, because we'll be live again tomorrow. If you're watching on YouTube, on Twitch, we'll be live again tonight in about an hour or so for, in about an hour or so, it might be 7:30, for some Save the World, some Battle Royale till 10 o'clock, and then we'll play, some Call of Duty at 9, but the reason why I said 7:30, is because we got Save the World. We got a little bit of things to do with that. So, anyway, we will catch you guys, later. If you guys are watching on Twitch, make sure you guys are followed so you can get notified. Or you guys can get notified via Blue Sky. That's another way you guys can get notified. I do post directly to Blue Sky more than anything else. Sometimes I forget to post to Instagram, but I do try to remember, as much. But anyway,